What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream today. Happy Monday to everyone. It's Christmas week and all of that, people, and Arsenal went 3-point collecting again. Some of you may be wondering, what's the picture all about? Well, for those that don't know, Tottenham have been eliminated from the Europa Conference League. Yeah, that's right, people. The only competition that, I don't know if the game is televised. I don't know if they even get orange juice at half time. You play against Weatherspoons, TK Maxx, Tesco, there's trains going by, all of that, people. Tottenham have found a way to get eliminated from that competition. I think the song Tottenham Get Battered Everywhere They Go is in full effect today. Nando's FC choked again, and they are eliminated from the Europa Conference League in the group stage. I know what people are thinking. Yeah, Arsenal aren't even in Europe. I would rather not be in Europe than get eliminated from the Tesco Cup. But hey, here's what it is, people. They did play well yesterday, to be fair, against Liverpool, but luckily they did drop points. Big up to everyone for tuning in today. Happy Monday. Like I said, Christmas week. Hope you're all safe, well. Arsenal 3-point collectors again this weekend. I'm getting all cut. Listen, you know when you're an Arsenal fan and you know when they're doing well because the salt comes out, people. And there are some salty fans right now. Give us our dues, people. Give us our dues. Do you know what I mean? When Ronaldo's going, see, all over the place and Lukaku's, doing GBH on Pablo Mari and City and Liverpool, we give them their credit. Just give us our flowers, man. You know what I mean? Let us enjoy it while it lasts, people. We're fourth. We're 4 points clear. All right, no one else is winning games, but we're good. Stand up if you hate Tottenham. You get me once. I tell you, every stream you'll get me once. But listen, Nando's FC, man, eliminated from the Europa Conference League. Only they could do that for sure. Let's go into Granit Xhaka mode real quick. And no, that doesn't mean that I'm going to 2-foot anyone through the screen, by the way. I'm just going to slow it down. We're going to Xhaka mode because I don't want to miss your brilliant comments, people. Hope everyone is well. Season's greetings, people. Season's greetings. Hope people are safe and, people are starting to break up from work and education, time at home. Obviously, the Premier League are having a meeting today to see if some games are called off over the Christmas break. Obviously, there's a lot going off at the moment in terms of, games being cancelled and stuff like that. So, yeah, the shades came out at the weekend, man, because I was starting to see the light. So I had to bring the shades out. For anybody that watched the watch-along on Saturday, it was epic scenes as usual, and the shades came out, man. It was, it was good. But, yeah, like I said, man, a lot of salt coming in the comments. Oh, you beat Leeds B team. You beat a Leeds team that had, Leeds had a 15-year-old on the bench, by the way, on Saturday. They had 8 players out. Do you know what my response to that is? So what? So what? Who cared about Arsenal when we played Brentford first game of the season and we had, players out through illness? Did anyone care about us? No, they slandered us. So what? Them salty fans, man, give us our due, man. We're in the top 4. We're loving life right now. It might not last, I'm telling you. I'm shameless with it. You know me. As I said, I'm shameless and I don't care. We've had enough tough times, Arsenal fans. All the gooners in the chat. We've had enough tough times. When things are going well, make the most of it. Enjoy it. Lap it up. We know it may not last forever, right? So when it comes back and it's not working, then, we'll be back in that zone. But right now, I enjoy it. The power of now. We'll be in the top 4 at Christmas. That's good. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's not our problem if Leeds have got players out. We have 25-man squads, for a reason. Even with 8 players out in effectiveness, you should have 17 players available. But it is what it is, people. Chris Lewis says, big up Big C. Listen, we were once told that Aubameyang, Laka and Pepe were one of the most expensive trios in England. I think teams now need to watch out for man like Saka, ESR and Martinelli. How incredible is it, Chris, right? This is so funny that you mentioned that because I was looking back through some old pictures that I'd uploaded, and I remember when we signed Pepe, people were putting up pictures, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, saying this is the front three for years to come for Arsenal. This is the front three that's going to lead us to glory. A front three that cost 172 million Yet, Martinelli, who cost 4 million, and Saka and ESR, who came through the youth system, are looking like the stars of the football club right now. So it just shows it's not about how much you spend, it's about how you invest it. So we have to be smarter with our investments. Cap said, shameless FC, who cares? I'm telling you. Leeds, we played our kids. Arsenal, so did we. Come on, man, you know what I mean? We had plenty of young pups out there as well, so let them worry about it. Chelsea falling away, they're definitely having a wobble. They've still got quality. What I thought was disappointing with Chelsea from a footballing point of view, not that it really matters, not like we're Chelsea fans, the Gooners in here anyway, but they've got possibly the best academy in the world in terms of investment. And yet they left, I think, 3 empty spaces on the bench. Now, if I'm a 17, 18-year-old in the youth team and I've been performing well, I'm looking at Thomas Tuchel like, you've got 3 places on the bench there. Why not give that to 3 youth team players? Do you know how much that would mean to a teenager trying to make his way in the game? Even being on the bench for Chelsea, getting his name on the back of the shirt, travelling with the first team. So I thought that was quite disappointing from Thomas Tuchel. Whether he was trying to make a point that, listen, I've got so many injuries, I can't get even, people on the bench. But I felt like Tuchel should have given that opportunity to some young players, man. I didn't really rate that. Salt Bay FC, Fitz said, Greg said, everyone made fun of Arsenal until it happened to them. Now they're crying. Exactly that. It was funny until it happened to them. It didn't matter when we was doing it. Big up Broads, Liverpool be promoting youth. Come on, man. Do you know what I mean? Look at the boy, was it Morton yesterday? I think he's 17. Started for Liverpool, But Chelsea, we haven't got enough players. I understand it's affecting a lot of clubs, right? But their youth team, they've got some fantastic youth players. HV said, different bubble, Curtis. That's why I know youth on the bench. Is that right? Listen, if I'm wrong, then cool. But I just wondered, how could Leeds bring players out of the youth team that have never played, but Chelsea couldn't? Why was their rules different? I don't understand. Graham Coldwell said, Curtis, brilliant point made there. We lost our first 3 games with a number of players missing through illness. The media jumped all over us. Nobody defended Arsenal. It's funny when it happens to Arsenal. Oh, look at the state of them. They're terrible. They're making excuses. When it comes to everyone else, shut down the league. Nobody can play. You know what I mean? Different rules for others. Big up John Layout, hope you're well, bro. He said, the light's so bright, I've got shades on and I'm singing them high notes like Stevie Wonder. I'm so high, I feel like bungee jumping down to top. We're shameless, people. I'm telling you that people love seeing Arsenal fans argue and have meltdowns. But when we actually start giving people some back, they don't know how to deal with it. They forget we were invincible once. They're lucky. Can you imagine if there was social media them times there? People would have had to deactivate. We would have been intolerable. Like, imagine us going invincible and having social media. It would have been crazy. Mohammed said, Liverpool robbed yesterday. Definitely a penalty. Kane should have been sent off. Listen, I watched the game yesterday. I was going to do a watch-along, people, but unfortunately, I was out, family time and so on and so forth. But, again, this is what frustrates me with English football. The golden boy, Harold, put studs all over Andy Robertson's shin and it's a yellow card and VAR doesn't even check it. Why? Because it's Harry Kane, that's why. Now, Robertson's tackle was bad. He swings the leg. The ref goes to check it, sends him off. Golden boy settings, people. They have to seriously look at VAR in this country. It's embarrassing. VAR in the Premier League is embarrassing. Sometimes you see a blatant foul, doesn't go to VAR. Why not? Jota, that's a penalty yesterday. Emerson Royale barges him in his back. It's a penalty. Now, I'm going to give him some dues. No, Koji, listen, you know me. I'm fair, I'm balanced. Spurs were good yesterday. They were good. I can't lie. They were good. But at the same time, Liverpool got players missing. Liverpool had none of their midfield free yesterday. No Henderson, no Fabinho, no Thiago, no Van Dijk at the back. They were, they had big players missing as well. Listen, it was one of the best games I watched this season. I can't even lie. But yeah, the referee, he might as well have took his shirt off. I reckon he had a Harry Kane Spurs shirt underneath. Ridiculous. But listen, it was a good game. It was definitely a good game. Triple Gaming said, who has the best youth in the Prem? Well, I think Bros just said Arsenal have the best youth in the Prem. I suppose at the moment, Arsenal will get a lot of big ups because Saka, ESR have come through the ranks. But then at the same time, Chelsea have produced Reece James, Mason Mount, and players like that as well. I think Tomori came through the youth system. Liverpool with Trent. It's interesting. We've definitely stepped our game up of recent times. So, listen, that will be a debate. That will be a stream in itself. Thoughts on Leeds v Saka chant? I didn't even hear that. I haven't even heard that. What I will say, listen, and I'm not saying that, big up Sheets of Metal with the super chat. I was really disappointed to hear a Leeds fan racially abused Arsenal players as they were warming up. What I will say, and I want to give a big shout out and a huge amount of credit to Rob Holding, somebody that I've slandered a number of times on here. It's only banter. You know, we call him Bob Boldin and all of that. But Rob Holding, he heard the racial abuse towards the Arsenal player. And it is very easy when you get caught in a difficult situation to think, you know, maybe I just keep quiet. This is very awkward. I don't want to get involved. A lot of people do that. Rob Holding, he spoke up, told the ref what he heard. They reported it. And the guy who racially abused the Arsenal players has been arrested. And I hope he gets named and shamed as well and gets sacked from his job. Because, you know, we ain't got time for them kind of waste man there. So big up to a man like Bob Boldin. Serious. Big up. Because, you know, a lot of people stay quiet in these situations. So I have to big up him. One video that I absolutely loved, and if anyone hasn't seen this video, on Ian Wright's Twitter, he's probably put it up on Instagram. Has anybody seen the video, as you've put here, of Ramsdale celebrating in front of the Leeds fans? Honestly, that is just TV gold at its best. Obviously, Ramsdale is a Sheffield boy. Sheffield and Leeds got a big Yorkshire rivalry. So when Arsenal scored, Martinelli scored, Ramsdale celebrating in front of the Leeds fans, and they are abusing the living daylights out of him. And he's just loving it, man. I'm telling you right now, it feels good being an Arsenal fan. For once, you know, we've had a lot of bad times. Man said Curry Goatsdale is a don. I'm telling you. Ramsdale, man, I love it. I love it. You have to give it to him, man. You have to get. This is how we were raised, man. Right? He said he used to do it himself, go and, you know, shush the fans and all that. That's what football's about. I think nowadays, a lot of personalities are getting taken out of the game. It's like the coaches don't allow you to be your true self. So I love that, man. That's part of the game. I can imagine Ramsdale is one of them players that if you're not an Arsenal fan, you would dislike him. But, you know, when he plays for your team, you love it. So, yeah, I'm all for it, people. Give them what they have to. Oh, Ramsdale's from Stoke. Apologies. But, you know, he played for Sheffield United for a long time. And Leeds and Sheffield will have that rivalry. It's that hard food, man. I'm telling you. It's that hard food. And listen, I'm one of the first to put my hands up, people, because I was one of the loudest saying I did not want Ramsdale. And you know me. I don't shy away. It's there on the internet for people to watch. I didn't want him, and he's come in and proved me and proved everyone wrong, so big up to him. Yeah, HMT, yeah, you called it early, man. You know me, I don't shy away. I'll be the first to give props and hold my hands up, so hey, big up to Ramsdale, that's for sure. Another excellent performance from him at the weekend as well. Right, let's have a look at the game. Obviously, Arsenal, we went 3-point collecting again, as we do. As we do, people, that's what we're doing at the moment, and we have to keep doing it. We won the game against Leeds. Martinelli with 2 more goals. I mean, what a player. I would say now that Aubameyang FC is well and truly in a difficult position, I would say Martinelli is potentially my favourite Arsenal attacking player, because I've always kind of been waiting for him to be that player. But he just wasn't being given the opportunity. Now, it's funny because, again, you know, Arsenal fans, there's always this kind of, you know, they love to have an argument. An Arsenal fan could literally argue with themselves in a phone box. There was a debate at the weekend. Some people are going, oh, it's a Mikel Arteta masterstroke. He's held him back all this time because he knew he wasn't ready and now he's ready. But then my argument was he could have played him sooner than this. He should have played him sooner than this, in my opinion. It's not a big debate. We don't need to really get into it. We're winning, he's scoring, it's cool, everything's good. I think Martinelli could have been in the team 6 months ago. But hey, that's a whole other topic. But he's here now. He's doing the business. Tobias said Martinelli has been coached. Yep. Martinelli brings the fire. Great to watch. Man said Marty who? Marta what? Marta blood clot Nelly. Hey, troops, you might have to remix that, troops. I'm telling you. McKeel said now the excuse is that is why Arteta waited for him. I'm telling you. Sometimes people have to relax with that, man. People, but people love Arteta. So anything that goes right, they'll say, see, he told you. See, I told you Martinelli wasn't ready 6 months ago. If Saliba comes back next year and he's balling, people will go, see, that's why Saliba was loaned out for 3 years, He wasn't ready. Broad said Martinelli seems the same to me, just more durable. Listen, when you've got belief from your manager, it changes everything. I just think he needed belief. As a player, when you're in the team, but one thing goes wrong, you're getting dropped. You're playing on edge. You've got that little, fear in the back of your mind of a mistake. Now I think he's playing knowing I'm starting. As long as I have a decent game, I'm playing next week. The manager believes in me. Is Arteta doing the same with Pepe now, making him better than in a few months he starts playing it? I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you. Anything he does, some people will back him, but it is what it is. 1.2k in the chat. Big up, Taib. Hope you're well. And lick down that like button on this Monday, people. Festive settings. Christmas this weekend. Big up to everyone who supported the watch along at the weekend. We got nearly 2,000 likes. Great numbers. And don't forget, join me for the watch along tomorrow night. Arsenal v Sunderland, Carabao Cup quarter-final. Let's handle business and let's secure that semi-final place because, I would like Arsenal to win a trophy this year. Jashar, big up Curtis. Aubameyang is no longer my client. He turned up a day late to our scheduled meeting. Hey, Jay, we've been trying, man. I've been trying. Let me tell you, people. I am, I was like diamond membership, platinum diamond membership of Aubameyang FC, man. But boy, the direct debits are stopped, man. The membership's all over the place right now. What I've said, do you know what? We'll talk about Aubameyang later on. But let me get into this and player ratings and so on and so forth. Arsenal dominated the game. 21 shots, 12 on target. Leeds had 9 shots, 2 on target. They did have 51% possession, but who cares? We went 3-point collecting. And let's do the player ratings, people. They're going to be reasonably high. I think most of the players played well. You know the drill. We discuss their performance, give them a rating, and we keep it moving. We'll do a bit of press conference reaction, a bit of Aubameyang. Get your comments in and we'll be out of here. Go about your business. I'm sure you're Christmas shopping and all those things, people. Road to 40k settings. Can we hit 40k by New Year's Day? That is the target. If we could hit it by Christmas Day, that would be even better. But that's, we have to have a really good week. We need about 700. I think we can hit it by Christmas Day. Diego says, big up Curtis, happy holidays. Radansky said, love your show, Big C. Thoughts about Odegaard could end the game with 3 assists. Yeah, Lacazette missed a couple of big chances. Odegaard definitely improving. Definitely. Very intelligent player. And Danny Laugh said, watching on the big screen. Big up to you, bro. Right. Aaron Ramsdale or Aaron Goatsdale. Aaron Curry Goatsdale. I mean, the celebration alone. I mean, didn't make too many saves. 2 shots on target. I can't remember if they were really spectacular. I'm thinking back. I can't even really remember him making a great save. But listen, the penalty, couldn't do anything about it. The celebration, it was a quiet game. I'm giving him a 7. But because I'm a bit shameless, I'm giving him an 8 for the celebration. I'm shameless over here, people. The performance was quiet. He didn't have much to do. If it was just for the performance, he gets a 7. But the celebration, I'm giving you an 8. Curried Goatsdale, people. Curried Goatsdale gets a 7. You know what I mean? I love that, man. Aaron Ramsdale. Do you know what? He seems like a proper lad, don't he? He seems like someone that, he would be good fun on a night out, you know what I mean? But big up to, Aaron Ramsdale, a.k.a. Curried Goatsdale. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. The celebration, I'm about that life. Let's go to Kieran Tierney at left back. Every time I watch Arsenal, I come away from the game and I'm like, I can't remember what Kieran Tierney did, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think he's just quietly handling his business. I'll probably give him a 7. I can't really remember Kieran Tierney doing hardly anything in the game, but he didn't do anything wrong. Just solid, really. There's probably going to be a lot of 7s, to be honest, in this performance. What do you make? 7. Tierney was quiet. Sometimes defenders, that's what you want. Just quiet, no mistake, handle your business. 7 out of 10. And we keep it moving. Big up to Rohit Kumar. Thank you for becoming a member on the channel. Big up to you, bro. And look out for the content over Christmas and New Year for the members as well. Really appreciate that. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point, South London's finest. Rafinha played right wing, and I don't think Rafinha did much. He scored a penalty, which wasn't Tierney's fault. So, yeah, you're right there. He definitely deserves a 7. But, yeah, I would definitely give him a 7. 7, his 2 shots were good. Yeah, we give him a 7. We give him a 7. The nutmeg on Rafinha forced a good save from Messi. Did he meg him? I didn't even see that. Yeah, let's go to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu. You know what I mean? You like the little London accent there as well, people. But nah, Mr. Consistent right now, man. I'm telling you, this guy is just no frills. Business gets handled with Tomiyasu. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going crazy. I'm not saying he's, the best in the league. I know you got your James, your Trents, and your Cancelos. I still think those 3 are that level above. But he's handling business. People are calling him the new Nacho Monreal. I think he might even have a bit more about him defensively than Monreal. I'm enjoying it. Massive upgrade on Bellerin. I told you, Bellerin was like an iPhone 7. This is iPhone 13 Pro Max with a bad boy camera. You know what I mean? Tomiyasu, man. He come off injured, which was a shame. But I believe he's all right. I'm giving him 8 out of 10. There's something about him that I just really enjoy. I'm giving him a 7.5, actually, because he came off with about 25 to go. But I just really enjoy watching him play. I don't know why. It's like he just loves defending. Big fan of him. Handles his business. Big, strong, wants to defend, connecting with the fans. Quality performance, 7.5. I'd probably give him an 8 if he didn't come off. Let's do the 2 centre-backs. I'll do Gabrielle because, as usual, this rating will be over in about 10 seconds. Beast, rock solid, nobody troubled him. Same again. He's just different class. Say it all the time. He will make mistakes at times. He's still young. He's still learning. Gabrielle is different gravy. I said it before and I say it again, people. The best centre-back to play for Arsenal since Campbell and Toure. Better than Koscielny, better than Vermaelen, better than Mertesacker. He's a beast. He's an absolute beast. I give him an 8 out of 10. He's just a rock. He wins every header. Do you know what? I'm going to give Tomiyasu an 8. I'm going to move because I'm thinking of some. I'm going to give Tomiyasu an 8 and Gabrielle an 8. I thought those 2 were our best 2 defenders. Gabrielle is different gravy. And Tomiyasu was very good. Adam said, as a rival fan, and I'm going to try and be neutral for this one time because I hate you lot, but in my opinion, Tomiyasu has been your best player in the league. Ice in his veins. Adams, thank you for your kind donation. It's a shame that you hate us. Hate's a strong word, but I get your football point of view. Has he been our best player? I think Ramsdale's been our best player, but maybe outfield player. He's definitely up there, Tomiyasu. He's been solid. So Tomiyasu 8, Gabrielle 8. Absolute quality. Robbie said Gabrielle is better gravy than KFC. Elliot said Gabrielle, top 5 defenders in the league. There, I said it. I think you could definitely have a debate. That might be a show we have to go through. Solid, different class. Let's go to Ben White. He's probably going to get the lowest rating out of any Arsenal player. I hope people don't take this as being too harsh. I think the challenge is poor. I think it's lucky that we're winning 3-0 at the time. If that was earlier in the game, I would have been having a meltdown. I think it's poor. And the thing is, he actually had a decent game. Sometimes I think when, it's his former club, you're desperate to prove a point. And I think, the ball was there and he thought, I want to go and win this. And he gives away a penalty. I don't want to annihilate him for giving away a penalty. But do you know what? It didn't cost us. I'm still going to squeeze out a 6 for him. Right? I'm still going to squeeze out a 6 for him. But he has to learn. Has to learn from that. It's poor. It's poor. His performance outside of that was decent. That's the only reason I'm not going to hammer him when we won. I would have probably given him a 5 usually for a really poor decision. But because he played all right and we won and, we're in a good mood, I'll squeeze out a 6 for him. But that is poor. That is poor from him. You can't do that. You dive in that position, you have to win the ball. Listen, it does happen. London Clothing Company saying sometimes it happens. Sometimes defender goes for the ball, gets it wrong. The best defenders, they do it the fewest, Yeah, but it's poor. He doesn't watch football. He's got to learn from that. If this was a different game, I'd have been giving him a lower rating, let me tell you. Let's move into the midfield. Granit Xhaka. Again, Granit Xhaka is like Jekyll and Hyde, isn't he? It's like he's just a two-sided player. On one hand, Granit Xhaka, getting on the ball, keeping possession, looking solid, plays a lovely through ball. Brilliant. I'm like, Granit, love that. Then on the other hand, you're studding, man, on their shin, nearly getting sent off, and then he ends up getting booked anyway for basically rugby tackling someone. It's like, Granit, where do you want to live, man? Do you want to live in the glory or do you want to live in the shame? He did well on the ball. He did well on the ball. He could have quite easily got a red card. So do you know what? I'm leaning on the community here. I'm not sure where I'm at. He played well. He actually played well. He could have got sent off. And that's the crazy thing about Granit Xhaka. Because it's Granit, right, and he did play some decent passes, I'm going to try and be positive for him and look at I'm going to try and look at the positive side and give him a 7. He was good on the ball. I can't even lie. He didn't hardly give the ball away. Couple of decent through balls. Them 2 wild moments. Different ref, different VAR, you get sent off. So 7, but again, naive. You do that in a big game where it's 0-0 against Man City or Liverpool or someone, you're getting sent off. So for him, I'm giving him a positive 7 because he did get a good assist. He was better on the ball. But that rash, naive side of him, it's just like he won't learn. And this is the problem. This is the problem with Granit Xhaka. He doesn't learn, with them rash challenges. That's the side that lets him down completely. But he played well on the ball, great through ball. Definitely adds more balance to Thomas Partey. Still long-term, got to be replaced. But in terms of on the ball, he played well. It was a better performance from Granit Xhaka. So I don't want people to think, it's constant bashing of Granit Xhaka. It was another rash moment. And he is a bit of a ticking time bomb. But he was better on the ball. So I'm going to give him some credit. As I said, for anybody that likes a bet, Granit Xhaka to get a yellow card is like an absolute certainty every game, So I give him a 7, which I think is fair. I thought he played well, but the rash challengers pulled it down slightly. Let's move on to Thomas General Partey. Again, another strange performance because he was good. He was fine. He didn't do anything wrong. I feel like when we first signed Thomas Partey, a good Thomas Partey performance was a dominating performance where you can't get near him. He will bully you. He'll get the ball off you. He'll drive. Remember that performance at Old Trafford last year where he bullied Pogba, bullied Bruno, bullied Fred. We haven't seen that performance from Thomas Partey for a while. He's just having quiet games and playing simple passes. It's like he's kind of playing within himself. I'm going to have to admit that he was the quieter of the 2 midfielders. I think Granit Xhaka was better on the ball than Thomas Partey. I'm going to give Thomas Partey a 6.5, and I'm probably being generous. It's maybe a 6, but because we won him, I give him a 6.5. But I actually think Xhaka was the better of the 2 midfielders. I don't know where. I don't know. I don't know with Thomas Partey. He's not playing bad, but he's not playing that well either. People saying he's saving himself at AFCON. I hope not. We need him here. Partey's being Arteta-fied. I'm telling you, man, something's not right with him at the moment. Partey looks like he's been partying too much. I don't know. Grandpa Partey, I'm telling you, them 8 grandkids are holding him back. Dino said he's 45. What do you expect? Someone just said Simeone tax. Look at Saul Minibots. Yeah. A lot of these players leave Atletico. Don't look quite the same. But yeah, 6.5, and I'm being kind. Let's move on to the attacking 3 behind the striker. We will start with Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard, mate. The through ball to Smith Rowe that's Mesut Ozil levels. Now, I'm not saying the whole performance was Mesut Ozil levels. I'm not comparing him to Mesut Ozil. I'm saying the through ball to Emile Smith Rowe was Ozil. Well, it was Ozil-esque, as you said here, SJ. It was Ozil-esque. They couldn't get near him in that number 10 role. Picking up spaces. That's what they bought him for. That's what they bought him for. It was an excellent performance. Like you said, he could have had 3-4 assists. You know, Laka missed 2 sitters. We missed some chances. He's up there, you know. He's up there as man of the match. Probably because they've missed the chances. I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to give him an 8. He was quality, though. Very, very good. Said many times, and I say it over and over again. When Arsenal play well, Odegaard will play well. When Arsenal play bad, he will probably not do much. Because he's relying on the team getting the ball to him quickly in that number 10 role. Because we dominated the game, he looked great. He was brilliant. He was brilliant. He came off, I think, with about 10 minutes to go. He did run the show. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. A very good performance from Martin Odegaard. And as I said, the assist was fantastic. He could have had 3 or 4 assists, which is a shame. Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka, another goal. I actually was saying at the time he's being a bit greedy. He should have passed. Again, what do I know, people? Deflection, bottom corner, constant threat, came off injured. Not injured, sorry, he wasn't injured, apologies. He came off, but wasn't injured. Again, I was like, bring Pepe on for him, but, you know, Pepe's a whole other discussion. Saka was solid, got a goal. I would give him 7.5. I'm putting the rating there because I was going to give him an 8, but then I'm thinking Odegaard played better than Saka, in my opinion. So I can't give them the same rating. Fran's client did great. Fran would have been proud of that Odegaard performance. Saka, do I even give him a 7? You know, he missed some chances as well. But he was ripping people up as well. His running was very... I'm going to give him 7.5, people. Again, though, I do agree. I think Saka could be 5 goals further down the line by now. I do think he needs to tidy up that finishing. He gets in fantastic positions. Needs to be a bit more clinical with his finishing. Hopefully that'll come with time. And like you said, people saying he missed an open goal. He did. So I'm going to give him 7.5. We've got to score more. He can quite easily get 10 goals this season in the league if he tidies up these finishing. I give him 7.5. Let's go to Gabrielle Martinelli. I mean, what do I need to say? As you can see, he's on the green screen today, deservedly so. I just think this kid, and I shouldn't even say kid, just because I'm a bit older than him, but I just think he's going to be a superstar. I honestly, I can't help it. I've felt it for a long time. The way he plays, don't get me wrong, he'll have games where it doesn't work and maybe a more intelligent defender can keep him quiet. He's fantastic. He's so dangerous. He's now finishing. He looks confident. I just think he's brilliant. I just think he's absolutely brilliant. I love watching him play. I think he's a superstar in the making as long as we manage him properly. And, you know, does he eventually become a striker through the middle? Could he replace Aubameyang? Or do we use him on that left-hand side and let him develop? You know, Klopp said he's generational. Ronaldinho said he reminds him of a young R9. People don't give that kind of praise for nothing. Man of the match. I'm going to give him I'm going to give him 9.5 because he scores the opener, great finish. Scores the second, even better finish. And I think the game's over at 2-0. So he ends the game for me. He was a constant threat. I love watching him play. You know, I wish he'd have scored the hat-trick. I just think he is fantastic. I really do. You know, I'm glad he's on a long-term contract. Keep playing him. Keep playing him. Sunderland, maybe not. You know, maybe give people a game in that one. But I just love him. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Pace, direct. He's determined. He's got that hunger. He's got a bit of like Alexis Sanchez, a bit of like Luis Suarez, that low centre of gravity, that determination. Brilliant player. 2 goals. And his pace, movement is so difficult to play against. I'm giving him 9.5 and I'm giving him man of the match. E. Ross said 11 out of 10. Triple gaming, this guy came from Emery. You have to give credit. You have to give credit. Unai Emery got him for what? 4 million, 4.5 million? An absolute bargain. Absolute bargain. Craig, breaking news. Premier League will continue over the Xmas period. I mean, listen, from a selfish point of view, and I hope this doesn't sound wrong, I'm glad because I think football is very important over this time of the year. You know, most countries in the world stop playing over the Christmas period. And, you know, I think it's great to be able to watch football, especially when you're at home with your family. There's a lot of games on. So, yeah, from a selfish point of view, I'm glad, you know, that we can watch football over the Christmas period. Haroon said from the 4th tier in Brazil. I mean, whoever scouted him deserves a lot of credit. So, yeah, Martinelli, 9.5. You're just a beast, mate. What a player. Lacazette. Lacazette, right, is an interesting one. He is a vital piece to the jigsaw. Vital, because his movement, even if you look at, and you know what, I haven't even done the video analysis stuff today, apologies. But Lacazette's movement creates the space for Martinelli to score. My one problem with Lacazette, if Martinelli's having a bad day or Saka's having a bad day and they're not scoring, you need your striker to hit the back of the net sometimes. Laka's not scoring. That's the only problem for me. Laka was brilliant against West Ham, didn't score, missed a penalty. Brilliant against Leeds, missed 2 one-on-ones in that game. This is my problem with Lacazette. So on one hand, Laka, your movement, your link-up, your leadership, fantastic. We know that you've got that in your game. You've always had that. The problem with Lacazette, strikers are meant to score goals. And it's different. A lot of people compare him to like Firmino. It's different for Firmino because Salah will score 25 goals. Mane will score 20 goals. So the pressure to score goals is not the same. We haven't got wingers that score 20 goals. Lacazette has to score. There's no way Lacazette should have come out of West Ham and Leeds without a goal. He's had great chances, penalties, one-on-ones. So for me, Laka gets a 7. Some people may say that's harsh, but for me, you're a £50 million striker. You've had 2 clear-cut chances against Leeds. You haven't scored. You had a penalty against West Ham and a decent chance, and you haven't scored. So he's playing very well, but I want goals. I want him to add those goals. I think this is why, if he leaves at the end of the season, he probably won't get the new contract because of the lack of goals, unfortunately. Let's quickly go into the substitutes. I just got to check who came on, actually. Yeah, Smith Rowe. ESR, same as usual, fella. Same as usual. Comes on, bags, makes the run. What's that? 6-7 Premier League goals already. If we can get 10 out of Smith Rowe, 10 out of Odegaard, 10 out of Saka, 10 out of Martinelli, 10, 15 out of Laka, we'll be cooking, people. We'll be cooking. Somebody made the analogy that Leeds, Manchester City, they preheated the oven. They warmed them up, you know, on Wednesday, was it? 7-0. And we cooked them. Leeds got cooked by Arsenal on Saturday. Light work. Smith Rowe for me. I'm actually going to give Smith Rowe. I'm going to give Smith Rowe an 8. And some of you may think that's a bit high for a sub. The reason I'm going to give him an 8, because to me, When you come on as a substitute, the aim is to change the game for a short period of time. You're coming on for 20 minutes to change the game. You're an attacking midfielder. You've come on and scored with your first decent chance. And if you go and look back at that goal, look at the run he makes. Look at how hard he runs to get in behind. Great finish. I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. And that's not to say he played better than people that played the full game. He's doing exactly what you brought him on to do. Great performance. Didn't sulk. He could have been sulking, you know. He could be sitting there thinking, yo, I've been playing all these games, you know. Now I'm sitting on the bench. He's not sulking. Comes on, bags. Came on against West Ham, bagged. Second goal, secured the game. Came on against Leeds, 3-1, penalty. If they get a goal back, 3-2, 10 minutes to go, gets a bit nervous. Came on, scored, game over, 8 out of 10. Brilliant. I'm loving Smith Rowe as well. Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli. They are an absolute joy for Arsenal fans to watch at the moment, because over the years, the problem with Arsenal, we've had a bunch of players where you felt like we was always hanging on to them. With Mesut Ozil, with, you know, or maybe not Mesut Ozil, but with Sanchez, with Van Persie, with Fabregas, we always felt like it was a matter of time before they left. It felt like they were just, you know, they were renting Arsenal until they went and got a house elsewhere. I genuinely feel like now with these players, they want to be here. They love Arsenal. They're committed to the club, you know. So yeah, I'm loving the attitude of those three, especially. I'm speaking because White Road's saying don't ignore Odegaard. Listen, I bigged up Odegaard in the player ratings. I'm speaking about those three because younger players. ESR Saka came through the system. Martinelli was signed at a young age. So yeah, but listen, I'm enjoying them. With the other two substitutes, they just get a standard 5. Cedric and Nuno, they hardly touch the ball. And let's give Mikel Arteta a rating, as a number of you are saying, rate Arteta. I will give Arteta... What am I going to give Arteta for this one? We won. I think he picked the right team. There were some people saying maybe Smith Rowe, but I do think Smith Rowe... I think Odegaard deserves to start. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. I think the substitutes, the only thing I would... He brought on Nuno out wide for Saka. I think that's a bit pointless. You know, the game was won. Why not give Pepe 15, 20? But I'll give him an 8. Stuck with the same team. Didn't really have to do much. He picked the team and the team won the game. Simple as that, really. He didn't have to do much. But I'm giving Arteta his dues, people. He got a 9, I think, against West Ham. 8 or 9. And he's got an 8 again. They're good high ratings. So big up Arteta. Long may it continue. As I said, when Ramsdale signed, I wasn't happy. Guess what? I changed my mind when I saw the performances. Humble pie, hands up. I was wrong. Bang. Simple as that. If Arsenal win, we all win. Happy days. Arteta, I've slandered him many times. And I think a lot of it has been rightly so. I've never abused him, never said anything personal. But from a footballing point of view, he's done a lot wrong. At the moment, things are going well, and I'm enjoying it. And again, long may it continue. Simple as that. No agendas, people. Trust me. No agendas. And do you know what? Let's quickly talk about the manager. For the reason that Arteta has been at the club for 2 years. He's been at the club for 2 years. So let's have a quick chat about Arteta. Let me get the picture up. Arteta has been the Arsenal manager 2 years. 2 years today, he came in. I'm going to be honest with you, right? Because you know me, I'm always honest. I was not happy when we appointed this guy. I really wasn't. I was not happy when we appointed him. And to be honest, Zach said 2 years of pain. I'll be honest with you. For probably 20 months of those 24 months, I've probably been unhappy with him being the manager. The only time I've ever really been happy with him is the FA Cup run when we won the FA Cup. The first Premier League season, I kind of let him off the hook. He took over halfway through and he won the FA Cup, so I let that slide. Last year was an awful season in the Premier League. It was the worst I've ever seen, to be honest, as an Arsenal fan. What I would say with this, with Mikel Arteta, he's doing well at the moment, and I'm bigging him up. I'm bigging him up, and I hope it continues. I'm still not fully convinced, right? And I don't think any Arsenal fan should say they are fully convinced, because I don't think he's done enough to prove that we should be fully convinced. At the end of the day, to me, a top manager should be judged on what they achieve in the league. 38 games. Can you produce it over a long period of time? Up until this point, Arteta has proved he can win an FA Cup. Let's face it, when he took over, we were already in the quarterfinal. We beat Sheffield United, Man City, Chelsea, won 3 games. Improving, yes. Can I see a brighter future? Yeah. I'm starting to see connections in the teams. And we're playing better football. Am I fully convinced by Mikel Arteta? No, I'm not. He will convince me if he lands Arsenal in a big boy position this season. Then we'll have that conversation. So I'm giving him his praise. I'm giving him his flowers for what he's achieving. We also have to remember Emery went 22 games unbeaten and still didn't get top 4. So enjoy it. Give him his praise. Hope he does well. Long may it continue. But I'm still not where people saying, oh, you Arteta. No, I just want Arsenal to do well. I need to see more. Right? That's all I would say with him. So, listen, he's getting a lot easier time from me now. But, yeah, I still don't forget 5-0 at Manchester City, 4-0 at Liverpool, losing to a United that couldn't, buy a home win, losing to Everton, losing to Brentford. Those things are still in my mind. So, let's finish the season and win what we need to win, and then we'll have a conversation. Craig said a trophy and top 4 would do you nicely. Bro, come on, I'll give him some. He'll be on the green screen if that happens. Yeah, let's not get gassed. We're seeing progress, but we're not fully convinced. And I think that's fine. I think that's absolutely fine. Emery failed miserably at the final hurdle in the EPL and abysmal Europa League. Yeah, he did. And like I said, I went to nearly every home game this year, and I thought we were back under Emery. I genuinely thought Arsenal were absolutely back under Emery. Everything was, the attack was ferocious that year. Aubameyang got Golden Boot. Lacazette won Player of the Year, and we sold Iwobi for 35 million, which is still daylight robbery in my opinion. So that shows how fluid we were in the attack. Coman will be on the green screen, mate. The Viking said, what's acceptable for you is outside of 4 acceptable. I'm going to be honest, right? This is what I would say. From a fan point of view, my own feeling, if you said to me, what should Arsenal get? I would say we got to get top 4. At the start of this season, I didn't believe we were good enough to get top 4 because I actually thought Man United would perform better due to the players that they've signed, Ronaldo and stuff like that. What I would say, top 4 is wide open. We should be competing for it. It's as simple as that. I would say the minimum is get back in Europa League and win a trophy. That would be my minimum. But because that 4th spot looks wide open and we spent more than anybody and our managers had plenty of time to get this team together, I think we should be very, very close to landing that top 4. And if we don't, I would say that's a bit of a failure, considering the way the season's gone for Manchester United. So I'm just still not quite sure whether we are, good enough to get top 4 with the team, with the squad, and with the manager. I would still be surprised if we got top 4. So I would say get top 6, win a trophy, but if 4th, stays wide open, we got to grab it. It's as simple as that. Bakuta said top 3 is wide open. Chelsea is playing dodgy. I kind of feel like when Chelsea get their act together and if they can get Lukaku scoring, they probably will still, get in that top 3. I think obviously City and Liverpool are probably going to run away from the rest. I think they're the best too. 5th and a trophy at the start of the season. Now we have a chance for 4th. Listen, I think Arsenal, start of the season, Arsenal fans were saying we have to get in the top 6 to get in the Europa League. We're in the quarterfinal of the Carabao Cup. We've got Sunderland. That should be light work. That's a semi-final. FA Cup, we're usually good in it. So I think Arsenal should target a trophy. Top 4 is wide open. There's no reason with no Europe, 1 game a week, we shouldn't be hunting that down. Man United teams like that, they got to play Champions League. They're going to be at full stretch. Bear in mind, Man United and Spurs still have games in hand. Arsenal is just very temporary at 4th place. If by the season end, Arsenal finish at top 4, then only the rise. Yeah, listen, they got games, but you'd rather have the points. Simple as that. And they're going to have to squeeze them games in. MTG said, I'm with you. See, top 4 should be minimal for Arsenal. They should be aiming for it. It's wide open. It is wide open, people. If other clubs are aiming for it, why should we not aim for it? And we spent more than a lot of these teams in the summer. One thing, let's talk about Pierre, Emerick, Aubameyang. He does still play for us, of course, people. He does still play for us. Now, this was the first thing that he'd said on social media, anywhere, since the famous, taking of the armband and all, so on and so forth. And I like this. It's only a small thing. Some people think, doesn't really mean much. But he put this on a picture. Martinelli obviously put up a picture of his goal celebration. And Aubameyang commented on it, put Gabinho with the 2 love hearts. A lot of Arsenal fans commented on it. A lot of fans liked it. See him supporting a young striker. That's what you want to see from him. I just, I think the Aubameyang situation is sad. I do, I think the Aubameyang situation is sad. He's been so good at Arsenal. Now, we know he's not that player anymore. He's not the player he was 18 months ago. But I don't think he's... All right, let me put it like this. If Manchester City signed Aubameyang in January, I think he'd bag goals for fun. Because they create hatfuls, and his movement and his finishing, if he was confident, he'd get back to it. Maybe he's not the guy for Arsenal now. Maybe we need a different manager. Different manager. Maybe we need a different manager to get the best out of Aubameyang. I just think what I found sad was I think fans can agree with him losing the armband. I think that's cool if he's been misbehaving. I don't think fans have to turn on him. That's what I don't agree with. He's still done very, very well for Arsenal. He's still an Arsenal player. Like I said, a year ago, people wanted Lacazette gone. He doesn't score. Lack of threat to Lacazette. Xhaka, we all wanted Xhaka gone, but he's still there. El Neni, we've all wanted him gone, but he's still there. Aubameyang carried this Arsenal team for 2.5 years, people, and I think he'll be difficult to sell. I do. Gemini said he is better than Jesus. He would score more goals than Jesus playing for Man City. Standard. His movement's better. He's more clinical. So I think, HMT, I just think some of the fans have gone too far with it. I think it's fair enough to say, okay, he was in the wrong, take the armband off him, punish him, leave him out for a few games. Cool. But surely then there has to be a way back for him. And Martin, I think you're right. I think the PR at Arsenal is very powerful. They don't understand. A lot of people are easily influenced by the PR at Arsenal. You've seen it, how they sell merchandise. I think they can very quickly make people turn on players. But listen, I thought that was good from Aubameyang. And obviously, there's a story going around today with Oba linking him to Juventus. A potential move to Juventus. And it's funny, I saw a comment today from a journalist, and I thought this was quite interesting. I haven't actually got it. I'm going to have to get it up. Maybe I'll get it up for tomorrow. But he said, you can tell how good a player is when they go on the market by what clubs want to sign them, whether they're still rated highly or not. Now, the 2 clubs he's been linked with are Barcelona and Juventus, 2 giants of the game. So it shows that clubs still think there's something to offer there with Aubameyang. It's just might not be at Arsenal. So the story goes around, Juventus are interested in Arsenal striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. They want him on a 6-month loan with an option to buy him in the summer. I have to admit, those kind of deals don't appeal to me one bit. I don't see what Arsenal achieve from that. Jahia said, puppy pick with Aubameyang for redemption. Just drop some merch, get him holding the puppy, and all will be forgiven. You know what I mean? what do we gain from a loan with an option to buy? What do we get out of that? So they take him for 6 months, pay most of his wages. All right, we get him off the wage bill. Then in the summer, they either go, you know what, actually, he's not good enough, have him back. Then we can't sell him. Or they're going to try and buy him for peanuts. For me, Arsenal have got 2 options. 3, in fact. Arsenal have got 3 options. These are your 3 options, Arsenal, if you're listening to this. If somebody's willing to buy him, you sell him. Get a decent price for him and sell him, right? Or obviously a loan with an obligation, like Greg's saying here. Then we know the money is coming at the end of the season. The other option is to swap him. Go to one of these clubs. You know, Juventus have got a big squad of players. I mean, I don't know who they've got exactly, but, you know, people saying Rabiot, Alexandro, I mean, whoever. They've got players. Maybe there's somebody you could cherry pick and take. I know we're being linked with the Swedish winger who plays for them. Or you keep him. You know, what's the boy's name, man? Winston McKennie, is it, or someone? Him. He's another one we've looked at. Me, I would sell him, swap him, or keep him. There's no way I'm loaning him with an option to buy. What do we gain out of that? That's insane if Arsenal do that. Machine said Aubameyang will fire in Italy like a certain Lukaku did. Slower league. Juventus, one of the best teams, although they're not playing like it at the moment. And I think he would bag goals. Dybala apparently is set to sign a new deal. Arthur swap, yeah. Bernadeschi. Kulisevsky, is it? Something like that. I hope I haven't butchered his name. Swap him for Vlahovic. Well, I'm not sure Fiorentina could afford him. Chiesa, obviously highly rated. Ramsey, I wouldn't want Ramsey back. That Arthur Melo, definitely highly rated. Would you swap Aubameyang for Jesus? I mean, at the moment, Aubameyang, we haven't got much use for him under this manager. So Jesus, but I don't think Jesus would score more goals than him. You know, I've butchered him. What is it? Weston McKennie. Man's calling him Winston. You know what I mean? Oh man, it's one of them days, people. It's been a long week. I'm calling the man Winston McKennie like he's some old Jamaican who plays dominoes in the local club. You know, Winston McKennie. Weston McKennie, forgive me, people. But yeah, Locatelli's another one, not getting game time. But Locatelli, remember, he spent basically the whole summer telling us he didn't want to come to Arsenal. So yeah, man, like Winston, you know, Robbie Lyle's settings. I'm butchering names, man. It's been a long weekend, people. You know what I mean? It's been a long weekend. I'm telling you, we're weighing up what happens with Aubameyang right now. It'll be interesting. Because I think Aubameyang would take those deals. He would go to Juventus. Winston is his yardie name. Come on, man. You know that ones. We've all got a yardie name somewhere. Winston! But yeah, it'll be interesting. It's interesting. It was funny that Arteta did an interview with Sky, and they asked him, will Aubameyang be on your Christmas list? And he laughed and sort of said, yeah, you know, he's still at the club and this, that, the other. So we'll see. Aubameyang has a house in Italy. Yeah, I know he often flies back to Milan. Maybe this is part of the reason why he doesn't get back on time. So maybe that'll suit him. What I'm winning? What I'm boy? Yo, do you know what my yardie name was? He used to call me Curtly. Curtly? Man like Curtly? For my cricket fans out there, Curtly Ambrose. Courtney Walsh, Curtly Ambrose. They used to call me Curtly, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, but there's always a yardie name somewhere, man. I'm telling you, they'll always do something. But yeah, let's keep it moving anyway, people. It's waffle time, people. It's waffle season. Get the syrup ready. You know what time it is. Let's hear what the boss had to say. Do you know the interesting thing, actually? I haven't seen a press conference for the game tomorrow. Do they not bother when it's the Carabao Cup? I'm not sure. I'm just looking here. Usually they do it the day before the game, but there's no new press conference, which I don't understand. Maybe they don't do it for the Carabao Cup. I'm telling you, Curtly Ambrose settings, people. The Curtly Show. That's not a bad shout. But listen, forget Curtly. It's all about Cone Man music, people. Syrup and waffle settings. You know what time it is. Cone Man music. Mick Ross in the building. And to be fair, he's living life right now. You know, Arsenal, high flying, top 4, dreaming of Champions League. Me and Laurie was debating the other day. He was saying, "Oh, he wants a cup double over the Champions League." Me, I just want to hear that music. Dun 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 dun. We're all in the league. The champions. Dun 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 dun. That's all I want to hear. Tuesday night, PSG at the Emirates. All right, we'll probably lose 5-1, but hey, I'll take it right now, people. We're shameless. The syrup is ready. The waffles are on their way, people. Let's hear what the manager had to say after the victory over Leeds, or as some people calling them, Leeds C team, they're calling them apparently, That should be on the back screen. I know. How have I never, do you know what? How have I never put Mick Ross on the green screen? That's definitely going to be up there over the Christmas period. We got to do that. Every day I'm waffling settings, man. I'm telling you. I don't abuse them, man. Come on. This is light-hearted banter, man. Syrup and waffles, man. Syrup and waffles, Luzman, man. I'm telling you. There's nothing personal. It's just syrup and waffles, man. It's lunchtime, people. We're peckish. Let's hear what he had to say. Arteta on Martinelli, Tomiyasu, racism and COVID virus. I mean, it's a big talking point at the moment. What I found really interesting was that Klopp said he will not sign any player that hasn't been jabbed, which is, causing controversy on social media. But yeah, it's interesting. UEFA Champions League goosebumps. I'm telling you, man, I need to hear it. You know what I mean? I'll do anything to, go back to losing 5-1 to Bayern Munich. I'll take it. I'm shameless, people. I've had enough of not being in Europe. I want to travel. I want to go to these games. Let's hear what he had to say. I hope it's not too long, people. I know I've kept you for a while. On the importance of timing and patience with Martinelli, he said, well, we see the player every day. We know where the player has to be able to appear in the right frame and then sustain that level into the season. We've started to use Gabby more and more when we thought that was the case. So he's basically covering his own back and saying he wasn't ready. That's why he's held him back. He wasn't ready. Earl said, Curtis, my Yardie name is fabulous. I'm telling you, man. Always have them kind of names, man. I'm telling you. The waffles are ready, though. He said, there's no point exposing a player when there's a lot of opinions that it has to be done because it won't be beneficial for the player. And in the end, we are here to protect the player and develop him to the best possible way. We judge every day what we see, and I'm really happy. He's trying to say, he wasn't ready. He's saying there's no point if there's a lot of opinions that it has to be done. It won't be beneficial. So he's saying he wasn't ready, which is interesting. I just want to get this comment up. RSPB Gaming said, big up Big C, said his grandfather just passed away, so this stream is a good distraction. Keep up the good work. Hey, thoughts with you and your family. Terrible news. Hope you're well. And, glad that I can be a welcome distraction for you. Hope it lifts your spirits slightly, man. But, yeah, you're in our thoughts, man. Big up for tuning in and, all the best. Yardman Jamaica said his Yardie name is Griggs. Yeah, I'm telling you, they come up with some mad names, man. Them Domino's names, man. Arteta goes on Martinelli's development in terms of his position on either wing. He said he's come a long, long way because his energy, his passion, his commitment doesn't get much better than that. But there are other aspects in his game that he's had to develop and maintain, the ones that he's exceptional at, like today, because when he has chances, he puts them away. Again, he's in the right direction. So I think he's sort of saying that, maybe he wasn't fully there before and he was missing chances. Now he's slotting chances away. So, it's... Listen, it's a masterstroke in the Mikel Arteta. Listen, I'm going to give him his props. It's all ifs, buts and maybes. I believe he should have played a lot sooner. He's played him, but it's working. So, let's look at it in a positive light. On allegations of racism towards our players, he said, unfortunately, I can confirm that, and it was reported to the stadium manager. Now the authorities will deal with that. And obviously, the little waste man who did that's been arrested. So hopefully he gets exposed in the papers as well. On whether one of our subs heard the racism from the crowd, he said, yes, it was a player sitting on the bench. One of the players heard the comments. And as I said, big up to man like Rob Holding. Yeah, big up Rob Holding. Yeah, for talking the things. Yeah, he could have stayed there and just kept quiet. but you stood up and was countered. So I got a lot of respect for Rob Holding on a personal level. DV said, Big C Jubber is my yardie name. Yo, I'm telling you, man. They don't play, you know, when it comes to nicknames. Let me tell you that. On Tomiyasu going off injured. He said, no, it was more of a muscular injury. He's got a big load on him because he's played every single minute since he's joined us. And even this week, he's been struggling with a little bit. We decided to take him off. He wasn't 100% confident to continue in the game, and hopefully he's not injured. Man, like Super Tomiyasu, you know. Super Tomiyasu, Super Tomiyasu. Come on, fella. I was watching Emerson Royale get bodied by Mane yesterday against Liverpool. I thought, yeah, man, we bought the right back there, to be fair. Stefan said, Curtis, my Jamaican name is Teddy, a.k.a. Rookspin. Rookspin, you know, I'm telling you, them mad names there. Atomic Tommy. Let's hope that muscular injury is nothing serious and hopefully he'll be all right moving forward. On why London Colney had to be deep cleaned earlier this week. I mean, why did they clean Colney this week? It's obvious, mate. You know, the virus is around. There's a lot of people there. I'm not even going to read that. They're asking him why they clean the training ground. You know, I thought deep cleans were going off all over the place. On Sambi having the virus, whether there's anyone else, Sambi and Pablo Mari both out with the virus at the moment. And then he's talking about yeah, we're not going to talk. Do you know what? That's the end of the press conference. That's the shortest waffle I've ever heard, people. The press conference was so bad. They're asking him why they clean the training ground. I mean, I think at that point we just end it. You know, sometimes I have to have a little moment of silence, like, and then I come back, people, like, the man's like, how can you be a journalist? You've probably been to university to study for this. You've got to ask this guy about football. They haven't asked him one thing about Aubameyang or nothing like that. Oh, Mikel, so why did they clean the training ground this week, eh? What the hell do you expect them to do? Just leave it dirty like they clean the training ground. So what? Why are you asking him that? Who the hell asked him that question? That's what I want to know. Sheets of Metal said, my yardie name is Super Rundown. Oh, dear. I don't understand. Like, why did you clean the training ground? What a question. You know what I mean? What a waste of time. They actually printed that as well. Imagine being the journalist writing that down. Like, so, yeah, why did they clean the training ground this week? Man, it must have been a quiet week at Colney if they're asking man questions like that. I'm telling you, man. J Dime said my yardie name was Brookfoot. I had a limp. Yo, listen, if you're watching this afterwards, I want to know your yardie name in the comments after. It was a short one today. Well, over an hour. Let me get some of your comments in, then we're out of here, people. Tomorrow, we'll be doing the watch-along. I'll probably do a preview earlier in the day, and we'll go through potential starting lineup, what young players should come in. You know, I think Holding, you know, he'll probably get a game. Smith-Rowe, Pepe has to start, surely. You know, there's a few others. I think Cedric will come in. Leno, I don't know if Leno's fit. Bryn, hey, Bryn. Premier League up to continue with matches. Big up, Bryn. And big Leeds fan, so I'm surprised you're in the comments today after the beat down on the weekend. Leeds could be in the Championship real soon. Martin said, Curtis, Prem to continue over Xmas. Yeah, I mean, great news. We just want to watch football. Sit down, you know, Homer Simpson settings over Christmas, man. You know what I mean? You get the drinks out, get the food out, get the chocolates out. Get the heating on and get the football on is perfect. Without the football, it would have been, something would have been missing. E. Ross said, Big C, you are my favorite YouTuber every day, not just Saturdays. We've upgraded, people. We've upgraded. E. Ross told me on Saturday I was his favorite YouTuber, but only on Saturday. So we've got the 7 days now. Craig David settings. You know what I mean? King, big up, bro, said, what is your view on Balogun? Should he start tomorrow? Listen, I'd love to see Balogun start, but he's going to play Eddie. Yeah, he loves Eddie. I think he must have adopted Eddie when he came to Arsenal. He loves that kid, man. Balogun surely will at least be on the bench, but I reckon he'll play Eddie, probably Eddie, Pepe, and Smith Rowe, I would imagine. That would probably make sense to be the front three. Even though I would love to see Balogun play. I think Balogun's going to go on loan in January. Jeff said, big up Curtis Award winner. Hey, big up to you, bro. Spurs out of Europe. As I said, man, I started the show with some Tottenham banter. They're the only club, you know, that could get eliminated in the Conference League group stage, man. It's so Spursy, innit? Curtis, we need to know your opinion on Ainsley. I think Ainsley's been hard done by at Arsenal. I can't lie. I know some people question things about him, but I think he's been hard done by. 18 months ago, could have gone to Wolves, replaced Matt Doherty, play right wing back, £20 million. He was in the England squad. We rejected it, didn't play him for 6 months. Pretty much the whole 6 months he didn't play. We then loan him to West Brom. He gets relegated with them. Doesn't get in the England squad. In the summer, the man was so desperate to leave, he's putting out Instagram posts. We keep him, gets man of the match against Watford, and then doesn't play for the remainder. You know, I just think if you're not going to play someone, sell them. You know, and he doesn't look like he wants to play Ainsley at Arsenal. But I don't know. Maybe when AFCON comes around and Partey and El Neni are at AFCON, maybe he gets game time. But I think he's been harshly treated. Yeah, can we get the likes up? Hey, people, 1,800 of you in the chat. The support is massively appreciated each and every time. Big up to all of you. If we could get 1,000 likes, it'll be much appreciated, man. But great numbers. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already as well. We want to hit 40k by New Year's Day. Rudy said, Curtis, my nickname was Brown, man. Yo, man, I'm telling you. Bare Yardy nicknames going on. Did you see the news about David Seaman getting a permanent deal training the academy goalkeepers? I mean, listen, I think it's great to have ex-players and legends on the training ground. I think, you know, it's going to, if I'm a young goalkeeper and David Seaman's coaching me, that's going to inspire me. If I was a young striker and Ian Wright was coaching me or Thierry Henry, that would inspire me also. So I think that's good news, you know, to bring those kind of players back. KJ said, I give a thumbs up the second I come in here every time. Big up, bro. Yardman Jamaica said, my yardie name was Briggs. Get that name from saying Brigadier's Jerry. My nickname was Enos. Enos settings, you know. Sheets of Metal said, can you get expressions on the show? What other YouTube content creators you thinking? As I said, people, I'm going to try and get some other people. I've spoke to X a few times. Obviously, he's very busy at the moment with the stuff he's doing with Barstool and that. But listen, over Christmas, the New Year, I'm going to try and get some people on who haven't been on here before. To mix it up a bit. We'll try and get Hugh Wizzy sorted. Maybe try and get X. There's a couple others I'm speaking to. So, yeah, look out for that. Big up One Rovers Vlogs. Hope you're well, bro. Big up Curtis. Smashing it as always. I appreciate that. Shameless FC. Listen, people, we're in the top 4. We're going to be in the top 4 at Christmas. We're 4 points clear of 5th. Enjoy it. Lap it up because we don't know how long it's going to last for. People, tomorrow, get it in your diaries. We'll do a quick preview during the day. And then in the evening, it will be the watch-along. Arsenal against Sunderland, quarter-final. Let's win that game, get in the semi-final. Remember the Sunderland manager was talking smack before, saying, you know, I hope we get Tottenham or Arsenal because they'll be easier fixtures. Sunderland, you're going to drive all the way down to London, get slapped and sent back up north, mate. So let's handle business tomorrow. I really want to see Pepe play and score, to be honest. Enjoy the rest of your day, people. Thank you for tuning in. 1,800 of you. Lick down that like button on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Any people you want to see me collab with, put it in the comments afterwards. And, you know, we'll try and get some shows sorted. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. And just remember, people, Tottenham are out of the Conference League. Beautiful scenes. And Arsenal are in the top 4. I'll see you tomorrow, people. Bless.